Now, the Stewartby Brickworks and its iconic chimneys have been a part of the Bedfordshire skyline for decades. Built to exploit the rich seam of Oxford clay in the area, at its peak in the late 1940s, millions of bricks were produced there every week and huge numbers of Italian migrant workers came to the area. But since the site closed 10 years ago, it's fallen into disrepair. And now, despite being Grade 2 listed, the chimneys there could be demolished, as Louise Hubble reports.
Soaring into the Bedfordshire skies are four remaining pillars of an industry that dominated this part of our region. Doors shut here 10 years ago, but once it was bustling, with 32 chimneys, providing the draft to pull fire from one chamber of the kiln to the next. The London Brick Company created a whole village for the workers and their children, Stewartby. After the war, many Italians came for work and stayed. A thriving community to be born into in 1947.
As a little kid, you think this is the norm for the world, don't you? You know, but when you go outside and see what little else other villages had got, we had swimming pools, sports fields, social club, they had a village nurse looking after young children.
When Trevor was born, London was still devastated by the Blitz. The city needed rebuilding, and the cheap, plentiful supply of bricks from Stewartby was in huge demand.
That was the heyday of this place. Then 2,000 people worked here, and the record was for 18 million of these to be produced in just 1 week.
But the very quality that made London bricks so successful, its high carbon content, would be its downfall. That's because the law changed on industrial pollution levels and better insulation for homes. While the Whittlesey plant in Peterborough survived, the company in charge here wants to sell this site to a developer, and that's likely to mean the Grade 2 listed chimneys will be demolished.
We can understand why there's concern about these chimneys coming down. They're part of the heritage of this area. But the problem arose when we shut the kilns down. The ground underneath was very dry because the kilns run 24 hours a day. As the ground has got moisture into it, the chimneys have started to move, and that's been a big factor in the fact that they'd become unstable. It became clear to us that there was only one solution.
The firm, which has run the site for 40 years, says it's just not practical to repair them.
Will you be sad to see them go if they go?
Yeah, because they're part of my life.
Bedford Borough Council says it recognises the chimneys could pose a danger to the public in extreme weather conditions. An application to demolish them is expected to be discussed at a planning meeting at the end of the month. Louise Hubble, BBC Look East, Stewartby.